In the last video, we installed Anaconda distribution in our Windows PC. In this video, we are gonna see Jupyter Notebook in action. We will familiarize ourselves with different options in Jupyter Notebook. Once you have installed Anaconda Workbench, you can search for Jupyter in your search bar at the bottom, and you will see Jupyter Notebook in your PC. Just click on that. It will launch Jupyter Notebook in your default web browser. Here you can see different folders from my computer. I can also navigate inside this desktop folder just like I can do with file explorers. I want to create a separate folder for this demo. I will click on this New and select Folder. This will create a folder named Untitled. You can rename this folder by first selecting this checkbox and click on this Rename option. I'm renaming this folder to Jupyter Demo. You can see that this has created a directory on my desktop with the same name. I'm going to create a Jupyter Notebook inside this directory. So let me go inside this directory. Now to create brand new Jupyter Notebook, you can click on this New option at the top right corner and select Python 3. This will create a brand new Jupyter Notebook with the name Untitled. If you want to rename this notebook, you can click here and rename it to whatever name you want. If I navigate to my directory, you can see this Jupyter Notebook demo.ipynb file. This is short for IPython Notebook. If you already have some IPython Notebook and you want to use those, you can simply click on this Upload button and select your IPython Notebook to upload it. Let's go over this specific notebook we created here. Here at the top, you can see the name of the notebook. The notebooks are auto-saved after some time. This is called the menu bar for the Jupyter Notebook. Below it, we have this toolbar. When we launch a new notebook, it by default opens in the command mode. If you hover over this area, you can see that it is in the command mode. This box is called a cell in Notebook. When the notebook is in the command mode, you will see this blue border around it. You can click on this cell and it changes to green, and now if you check here, you can see that it is now in the edit mode with this pencil icon. Again, to go back to the command mode, you can either click outside the box or press Escape key. Let me go into edit mode. In this cell, I can write any Python statement. Now to run this statement, I can go to this menu bar at the top, click on this cell and select Run Cells. This will run the cell and print its output below the cell. You could also select Run Cells and select Below. This will execute the current cell and create a new cell below it and select it. If the cell was already existing, then this option will only select that cell after running the code. If you choose Run Cell and Insert Below, this will simply run the code and insert a new cell. Now, if you want to move this code cell, you can use this arrow symbol to move them below or above. If you want to copy this specific cell and create a copy right below it, we can click on this copy icon and press this paste button, which will create a new cell with the same content as this one. You can also cut a cell to remove it from the notebook. Jupyter Notebooks are a very good tool for data science because you can not only write code, but you can also document your process in plain English. You can write any Markdown code in these notebooks. Markdown is itself a marking language which can be very easy but still very powerful for creating any documentation. To write a Markdown code, you can simply go to any code cell, make sure you are in the command mode. You should see this blue border around the cell and press the M key for Markdown. You can see that here this drop-down selection has changed to Markdown. To return back to code cell, you can press the Y key. Alternatively, you can simply select from this drop-down menu items, but learning few shortcuts would greatly improve your productivity. Let me change it back to Markdown. I can write headings here. You can see that this heading appears in nice, big and bold text. Now to create new cell below this cell, you can go to Insert, select Insert Cell Above or Insert Cell Below. But this becomes tedious. You can simply switch to command mode and press the A key to create new cell above this cell, or press the B key to create a cell below this cell. These are very handy shortcuts. Let me cut this cell because it's not required. I can also create a simple bulleted list in Markdown like this. I can also combine multiple Python statements in a single cell. To execute this cell, you can press Shift and Enter keys together. When you run this cell, it will execute the complete code in that cell. So when you see me executing code cells directly, I will be using these shortcuts myself. Now that you know how to work with Jupyter Notebooks, let's go over some of the basics of Python programming in the next video.